Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem number 26, which is going to be remove duplicate from sorted array. So we given an integer array nums which has already been sorted in ascending order, and all we need to do is to just remove the duplicate, and that should be in place. So what does this in place mean? So let's check in this Wikipedia. Okay, so in-place algorithm is an algorithm that operates directly on the input data structure without requiring extra space proportional to the input size. All right. So in place means we didn't have to use any extra space, right? So if you're thinking to solve this question by using a set or a dictionary, so I think it's going to be the brute approach, because here it is already mentioned that you're going to have to solve an in place, means you don't have to use any extra space. All right, and at the end we're going to have to return the number of unique elements, right? So all right, so let's see the intuition. So basically I'm just copying pasting this the second example, right? And now let's understand it. So basically we are going to solve this question by using two pointer approach. All right, and then we're going to use some of the condition, and in order to that we're going to move our I pointer or j pointer forward. So basically what we're going to doing, we're going to put this I pointer, I'm going to using this first pointer, which is going to be at the 0th index or pointing to this first element, and our j pointer is going to be at the first position or at the first index, which is going to be pointing right now is 0, right? And also I can say like this I pointer is going to be the slower pointer, or this j pointer is going to be the faster pointer. So how does it? So we're going to see this further. Okay, and now what we are going to do, we're going to put some conditions. So what is the first condition? All right, so I'm going to write the first condition is that if nums of I is not equals to nums of j. In this case I'm going to write here nums of I is not equals to nums of j, and then we're going to perform some of the operation that. Okay, so now let's, in this right now in here you're going to see I means nums of I is 0 and nums of j is actually 0, right? Nums of j is already or actually 0, means both are same. So if nums of I is equals to nums of j, so in this case what we're going to be doing, we're going to move our j pointer. Okay, I'm going to select this. All right, we're going to move our j pointer one step ahead until and unless we didn't get the unique element. Okay, and now we're going to be solving, and we're going to be checking again. Nums of I is equals to 0 and nums of j is equals to 1, means we're just fulfilling this condition, means nums of I is not equals to nums of j. All right, so in this case what we're going to be doing, we're going to move our I pointer one step forward. Okay, so how can we do this? So I'm going to select this, because this nums of I is not equals to nums of j. So in this case I'm going to move this one step forward, and we want a unique element on at the leftmost side, right? So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to just copy this nums of j at nums of ith position, which is going to be equals to 1. All right, so I'm going to doing nums of I equals to nums of j. So this is going to be the operation we're going to be performing, right? And then we're going to move our j pointer again, moving one step forward. So I'm going to move this, and now we're going to be checking again nums of j or nums of I. We're going to be checking that nums of j is not equals to nums of I. No, in this condition nums of I is 1 and nums of j is also 1, right? So both are equal. So if they are equal, or if they are same, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to move our j pointer one step ahead. right? And then we're going to check again, nums of j not equals to nums of I. No, means in this condition we're going to be moving our j pointer again one step ahead. Until now we didn't get the unique one. Okay, now again, nums of j is equals to 2 and nums of I is equals to 1. Now in this condition, here we come. Here we, here this condition is fulfilling this case, which is equals to nums of I not equals to nums of j, right? So in this case, what we're going to be doing, we're going to move our I pointer. I'm going to move this I pointer, okay, let's select this, one step ahead, right? And then we're going to replace this number into nums of j, which is going to be this. I'm going to replace this. I'm going to write here nums of j, which is going to be 2, right? So which is going to be 2. So now here we get 3 unique element, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, right? And now we're going to move our j pointer one step forward. So let's select that, yeah. And then we're going to be checking again, nums of j is 2 and nums of I is 2, means both are same. We do nothing, we're going to move our j pointer one step ahead again. Nums of j is 3 and nums of I is 2, both are different. So in this case, what we are going to do, we're going to move our I pointer one step ahead again. Okay, let's select, okay, one step ahead. And then we're going to replace this nums of I equals to nums of j, that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to replace this nums of I, which is going to be nums of j, and nums of j is actually 3. So this is how we're going to get the third or the fourth unique element. And now we're going to do the same. We're going to move our j pointer one step ahead, which is going to be this. And nums of j is actually equals to nums of I in this condition. So we do nothing. We're going to move our j pointer one step ahead again. And nums of j is right now is 4, or nums of I is actually 3, right? Means both are different. So if both are different, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to move this I pointer one step ahead. So I'm going to select this and we're going to move this one step forward, and then we're going to change this nums of I into nums of j, which is going to be 4. So I'm going to write over here 4 right now, like this. And our j pointer is already been iterated till the end, which is going to be equals to nums, you can say length of nums minus 1, right? So yeah, at this position we're going to have to be stop. And then here we get this unique element, right, which has already been shifted to the leftmost side. So we didn't have to do anything anymore. So we get this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 unique element, okay? And at the end we're going to have to write the count of unique element, right? So basically this I is index, right, which is going to be started from 0, and we want to count of unique elements. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be written I plus 1 at the end. So this is going to be the number of unique element, right? So it's going to be very simple. And now I'm going to be repeating this process one more time. So basically in this problem, what we are actually doing, we are using two pointer approach, right? And one pointer is going to be our I, which is going to keep track of unique elements, and the second pointer is going to be j, which actually you can say scans the array. And whenever we find you can say a new element different from nums of I, right? So we move our I pointer forward and copy the element there, right? And finally we written I plus 1, because I represent the index, right, not count. So this is what the intuition is, okay? And now let's move to the coding part. So basically I'm going to take an variable where I'm going to store the length of this nums, which is going to be this, right? And then I'm going to take this I pointer, which is going to be 0, starting from 0, and this j pointer, which is going to be start from I plus 1. All right, and then we know that this j pointer is actually faster pointer, right? And our I pointer is slower pointer. So to make this j pointer faster, so what we're going to do, we're going to apply a while loop. So I'm going to write here while our j is going to be less than our len of nums, which is going to be n, right? And now we know that we have some conditions. So if nums of I, if not equals to nums of j, so in this condition we're going to move our I pointer one step ahead, which is going to be I plus equals to 1, and then we're going to copy this nums of j in nums of ith position. So I'm going to write here nums of I equals to nums of j, right? So okay, nums of j. And then at the end, we know that we are using while loop, so we're going to move our j pointer j plus equals to 1, and at the end we're going to write I plus 1, so that we're going to get the count of unique elements. So write return I plus 1, and here. And now let's run this code. It's going to be simple. Okay, now let's submit this. And it is submitted, and I hope you all understand this, and that's all for today.